Today on American Outlaw, hunting season is around the corner. NRL Hunter is in full swing, and I have for you the cheat code for all of those events. Today we have the Seekins Havak NRL Hunter in 6mm Creedmoor. In order for me to help you the most, I came all the way to the mountains of New Mexico. As you can see how beautiful it is. We're probably gonna get a little wet. It's been raining like crazy the last couple of days, but let's talk about angles, let's talk about tripods. Let me give you 4 tips that is gonna change either your competition or make you more successful in hunting this year. All right guys, the cheat code rifle. Full disclosure, Seekins sent me the rifle. Silencer Co. sent me the new Scythe 30 cal TI can. It only weighs 7 ounces. One of the things that I look for in a hunting can is that it is super light. Beyond that, I just need it to take the crack off of my ears. And it just makes it to where it's not so brutal on me or the people standing next to me. And Optics Planet sent me the Night Force NX8. All right, moving down. The reason I call the Seekins, I think it's the Havak NRL Hunter model, literally a cheat code rifle, is because of the amount of work that they go into this for the price that they charge. I believe it's about $2,500, street price maybe $2,100. You get a Rock Creek barrel that's fluted, or sometimes you get Seekins barrel. Both of them, I have one of each on 2 different guns. Both of them are hammers. Both of them legitimately out of the box are half-minute groups. A half-minute group is not this. A half-minute group, when you walk up, it looks like 1 bullet hole. This thing looks like it shoots 1 bullet hole, so a half-minute group. The action is their Havak action. It's probably not the smoothest action I've ever shot, but it is a very smooth action, and if you're hunting or shooting NRL Hunter, it's not gonna put you at a deficit at all. I really love it. I've had it out here in New Mexico in the dust now for, I think we've shot 800 rounds out of it. As long as you just kind of keep it a little clean, it works like a champ. They hand bed this to their stock. Guys, the amount of work that it takes just to hand bed one is incredible, and the fact that they do it makes this the cheat code rifle. They stick a TriggerTech diamond trigger inside of this, so it allows you to do the adjusting that you need. I've set mine to 2 pounds. Be really careful, especially whenever you're using it for a hunting rifle. As the temperatures get colder, the trigger will actually come down in weight. So in 20 degrees, the trigger will go to like 1.5 pounds. So be real careful that it's really cold outside, you're cold, you touch that thing and it might go off before you're ready. It's not faulty in any trigger, they'll all do it. But it's really important that you know that, especially when we're talking about hunting. All right, the sling I use is a hog saddle sling. I'm not trying to get the most comfortable sling, so it works really well for that. I don't notice it on my shoulder, but I do use it specifically for shooting off of a tripod, which is why you see I have a carabiner on this. Stick around for the video and I'll show you how to use it a couple of different ways to make shooting a lot easier for you when you're in the mountains, undulating territory, where you're not always gonna be able to shoot out of the most optimal position or off of a bipod. The rings are Seekins rings. Guys, make sure that you torque these rings down. They have specific torques. I believe they're 45 pounds. Read your manual, use Loctite. They are the weak point usually in you and your rifle. The optic that we're using today is the Night Force NX8. I chose tan just because I wanted it to not match the gun at all. And I got the Mill XT reticle. The reticle is totally up to you. I don't do a lot of holdovers when I'm hunting because when I'm hunting, I want to have an actual precision shot on them. And I usually have time. But if you're shooting NRL Hunter, there's a very good chance that you're gonna have to use holdovers. So I like to have both options because this is not only my hunting rifle, but my NRL match rifle. And here's what I did. So I started with Pete Pye. He's a buddy of mine. Him and his family started Corbon Ammo. He left. He's in Sturgis, Dakota now. They sold the company. And after the non-compete, he started Defiant, which is probably some of the best ammo I've ever shot. So here's what happened. I sent him the rifles. I sent him 6mm Creedmoor and the 6.5 Creedmoor straight from Seekins, and he custom loaded for production this round for me. This is Lapua Brass, CCI BR primers, Berger 109 hybrid. These are super hard to find. You can get these as a production round right now. Right now it's shooting 3,046 feet per second with a standard deviation of 2 after 800 rounds. I am wadding these up in about a 3/8 inch group out of this light rifle. This is a 28-inch barrel, and I'm telling you right now, this is the ammo for you. All right, guys, let me help you first with some tripod selections. As you can see by these tripods, I've tried them all. So I started with the double pull, Really Right Stuff, and I found out carrying it through the mountains was just a little too heavy and cumbersome. And then I went and got the triple pull. This is the smallest tripod that they had, and this one is perfect. It folds up small enough that you can get this thing inside your backpack and you can carry it around. It's super light, just weighs a couple of pounds. Carry it around all day long, have no problems. It also is fast enough for you that you can use it to use your binoculars with while you're spotting and looking for animals or targets an NRL hunter, whatever you want to use it for. Then it makes it where it works really well for your spotting scope, adding a camera, whatever it is that you want to do with it. Now, I then went to Really Right Stuff and I got their hunter tripod. They didn't give me any of this, so I've got like $3,800 to $4,000 in tripods right here that I'm just trying to figure out what works best for me. Why? I spend a lot of money every year on shooting competitions, but I spend a lot more money every year on hunting. So if I'm spending this much money or, you know, several $1,000s to harvest an animal, I don't want my equipment to fail me. So the Really Right Stuff hunter tripod is really big, really cumbersome. It is fast to deploy. It's just a pain in the neck to carry. Do you need to go Really Right Stuff? No, Lafrodo has a $500 option carbon fiber that is really, really good, and it's like this double pull Really Right Stuff. You can do really well with it. If you want the one that I pick, I choose the smallest little triple pull because I can carry it most places and I don't forget it. What I found is when I dedicated a hunting season to these two bigger ones, I left out of the truck with it more often than I brought it, but this little one, I bring it more often than I don't. First tip I want to give you about a tripod. It seems like the instructions on a tripod are we should pull it out in this direction. And that makes a lot of sense to us, right? But the truth is, what you want to do is you want to pull it out from the top. And the reason why is because this gives you the strongest base. So let's just say I needed to stop here. I have a stronger base than if I did the same length by adding these small ones. See what I'm saying? Thicker, thicker, thinnest. You don't want to go thin, thin, there's not thick. So in order to have the most stable base, we want to pull from the top down, not from the bottom up. All right, next thing you want to do when you have your tripod up. I'm shooting at targets at 400 yards, 700 yards, and 1,000 yards. So I want to aim the front portion, the front peg at my target, and I want to set the ball head at my target. And then I want to set my body square with the target. And the reason why is you want recoil to rock back on these legs. If you have it at a canted angle, the recoil doesn't work like a fulcrum system with your body. So you want it to be in line with your target. So as it recoils, it just drops back into place like it should every time. Now, when I'm on my target, and I know that I'm correctly on my target, what I want to do is set my parallax. Always set your parallax. It's what some people call the focus knob. Set your parallax and dial your dope. In this case, we're shooting 400 yards, and so my dope is 1.5. Now, if you don't have a sling or you're trying to make a hasty shot off of a tripod really fast, what I want you to do is place one foot on the outside of the tripod. If you're a righty, it's your left foot. If you're a lefty, it's your right foot. Reach up on the tripod. Don't hold with your thumb up. Don't hold up here. Don't hold the gun. We have a tendency that we want to hold the gun like this. Some people want to hold here, and then some people always want to keep their thumb up. Don't do that. Extend your arm all the way out. hold this outside edge, so not the inside, the outside edge with your thumb down and straighten your arm. You'll find that this gives you a very, very stable platform to be able to make your impacts. Next thing is, after you shoot, guys, especially with a bolt gun, always open your action and let the barrel start its cooling. A couple reasons why. Number one, the can, especially a titanium can, and I don't have a cover for it, what we want is air always coming through this barrel so that it kills the mirage just a little bit. And also, one of the most important things is, if you ever are shooting a bunch and you're shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting, and you put another bullet in there and wait, what's happening is powder, no matter what they tell you, is temperature sensitive. You have a bullet cooking inside of there, that bullet's gonna shoot about 2 to 3 tenths higher after it's been cooking inside of the gun. So if you do that, maybe eject that bullet out, put another one in before you make your final shot. I always like to open the bolt, leave the bolts open. It also makes it safer when you're moving from target to target. All right, guys, now if you have a sling, one of the things I love about this Seekins rifle is a lot of people put their quick disconnects here on the stock. I want them straight down. And the reason why is because when I have a sling like this hog saddle, I'm able to wrap it. So notice I come from the outside and I wrap the sling around, and then I tighten the sling with my hand like this, and it's pulling straight down and straight down. It's far more stable than the first method that I showed you. Nice impact there at, what was that, 520. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that this is very, very tight and it's pulling straight down on the gun. If you have it on the side, your quick disconnect on the side, it's fine. You just have to give a little more tension in your rifle this way, but it works fine. Also, another pro tip. I see a lot of you guys put your thumb on the side of the rifle. That's okay for competition, and my really good friend Chris Costa, I think he like pioneered that in the Magpul days to where everybody does it now. But actually have positive control over your gun. Put your thumb over the top of it, because when you're hunting or shooting NRL hunter or whatever else, or maybe you're using this as a sniper, you're gonna wanna be able to pick the rifle up and have positive control. Or let's say I'm moving from target to target and I need to continually move my tripod from target to target. Holding your thumb on the side is a really cool fad. I really do like it. It's just wrong. And the most stable way that I possibly know how to shoot off of a tripod. Now this is for standing. Me personally, I find myself to be very accurate, like animal accurate, or I know you're gonna give me a hard time for saying accurate. I don't care, it's just how I say it. It's where I fit in. It's about 650 meters, so maybe to 700 yards. That's a hard shot, but 3, 4, 5, 6, I can do it really well standing up. Beyond that, use these same principles and just shorten the tripod. But, so, unbuckle your sling, wrap your sling around your tripod, probably twice, okay? Take your carabiner, put the carabiner on your belt, and then just simply set down on the gun, just like this. Sit down on the gun. This is literally the most stable. I'm pushing and I'm sitting down. This is the most stable you can possibly do. Now I know people are always like, oh, wait a minute. What happens if you're tethered to the gun? What happens if you're in a combat zone? Or what happens if you got to run, whatever. Just reach up here and unplug this and then walk away. That's what it's designed for. That's why the whole sling system was brilliantly thought out by the Marines, who probably do sniping better than anybody. It works really well for competition hunting and everything else. This is my preferred setup. These are some tips and tricks on the tripod that I think will help you. All right, guys, so I told you that there's very, very rare that you actually, especially in the mountains, are in a perfectly prone position where you can shoot off of a bipod. But let me show you an improvised position. This is probably one of my favorite bipods. It's the MDT. I think this one is the single pull. So MDT is sending me a lot of stuff right now. I'm reviewing it, but let's go over some of the things that I really think is super practical about this. Is I can dig this feet into this old dead tree, and it gives me perfect timing that I can sit here as long as I needed to look at an animal. I can load my bipod properly. Loading your bipod is putting a little forward pressure on it. And I can make the shots that I need to make at 400, 500 and beyond whenever I use the bipod effectively. You just have to use this stuff to where it just is unconventional. You know, typically you think I should be on the ground and prone, and you find that you might be able to be sideways off a rock or in between a tree and get a position that you don't mind sitting at for a long time or standing at. And remember, the more you muscle the gun, the harder that shot's gonna be. I have the saying, if you muscle the gun a 1/16 of an inch with your cheekbone at 1,000, you're gonna miss. So you have to make sure that the natural point of aim works really well. And so you need to be comfortable, your base needs to be strong, and use your equipment to your advantage. Use it for however it works for you to make these shots when they really, really matter. All right, guys, 453 yards. Yep, yards. I'm in yards, not meters. Here we go. What I like to do is pick a spot on a rock. And the reason that I prefer to pick a spot on a rock, I feel like it gives me the best, feels like it gives me the best realistic, like this is a possibility of hunting. They're over the canyon, and then now we're looking at this canyon here, and we've got, if you take Big Canyon, we've got Gigantic Canyon, and then we've got like a turn in the canyons. Then we've got 1, 2, 3 canyons we're shooting through. So there's gonna be 3 different vectors of wind to shoot at. And then when I shoot at this 1,000-yarder up here at the very top, right here, I think I hit to the right of it. The wind is picking up like a freaking mudsucker. Then what you want to be able to do is come back really fast, dial back down to the 1.5, back on your target here. What you guys want to do is be able to hit the same spot twice. It doesn't really count if, like, I'm shooting at this rock and I'm just like, oh, here's the rock. I'd like to aim here, but I hit over here like that. Oh, but considered a hit, that doesn't count. You got to hit what you're aiming at, and then rocks make excellent targets. They really do. All right, guys, with the silencer, I haven't noticed any accuracy issues at all. One thing I have noticed is a bunch of mirage, which is normal. So the more you shoot a gun with a suppressor on it and a lighter barrel, which this has like a Sendero profile, the more you're gonna start seeing that mirage come up off of the suppressor, which makes it to where you probably need to aim a little lower and it's kind of bending the light. So one of the tips and tricks around that is to scroll down in your power. So I've got a 32 power optic. I just let 7 rounds go and I've turned it all the way down to 10 power now. But overall, is this Silencer Co. can the quietest I've ever shot? I don't know, because I don't have a decibel meter, but is it quiet enough for me? Absolutely. Did it change my accuracy? Absolutely not. I love this can. It's a great can. I think it's a great option for hunting. It's direct thread, which helps with accuracy, and that's what I want. I want light, I want easy to use, and I want it not to hurt my ears.